You're not special. You're not exceptional. Contrary to what your U9 soccer trophy suggests, your glowing 7th grade report card, despite every assurance of a certain corpulent purple dinosaur, that nice Mr. Rogers, and your batty Aunt Sylvia, no matter how often your paternal caped crusader has swooped in to save you, you are nothing special.
This graduation speech caused many people to rethink the whole everyone gets a trophy attitude, because maybe not everyone deserves it.
David McCullough Jr. has nearly 3 decades of teaching experience and is the father of 4 children. He's also the author of You Are Not Special and other encouragements that he's written since this speech he gave went viral. He joins us live via Skype. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
We're doing well. So this speech that you gave was at a high school graduation, and it was 2 years ago. Were you surprised by the response of this? Is this things you've been telling your students for a long time and you just decided to put in a speech?
I was floored by the reaction. What I said in the speech was just a distillation of what I've been saying in class for a long, long time. That it went so quickly viral and the speech became international sensations was a shock.
David, our parents of our generation didn't micromanage us. So why is our generation of parents micromanaging our kids? Are we trying to fulfill something that we didn't get from our parents?
That can be part of it. Also, we understand it's such a competitive era in which we live, and well-meaning parents are micromanaging their kids for preferred outcomes. They want to see their kids succeed, and they understand that this is a very competitive world, and we fear that if we don't take them by the hand or by the scruff of the neck, they're going to miss out on the cultural plums.
And what's the downside of that?
The kids emerge from our care underprepared for the realities they're going to face. Many feel entitled. Some suffer a certain arrogance. They're naive. Sometimes they've been denied very important formative experiences.
But what about the idea that the world's a less safe place than it was when we were growing up, and parents are afraid to let their kids play outside? Is there something to that? Is there truth to that?
I don't know. I think the world wasn't necessarily so safe when we were kids. It's just that there's so much more media coverage. I think it's created a certain paranoia.
Yeah.
To me, the perfect metaphor for how we're raising our kids today is the car seat. Of course, it's important that kids be in car seats, but they're now driven, they're protected, and they're aimed in one direction, and being in the car seat kind of limits their perspective.
David, you say that the kids and maybe even the parents are defining success by grades and by maybe these little awards that they win, and that is a mistake. Why is that a mistake? What should the definition of success be for a student?
A sense of fulfillment. For a student, it should be growth. It should be learning. Awards, accolades, they're nice, but they should not be the point. Lest the kid get the idea that you're supposed to please the praise givers. Instead, invest yourself in what you're doing. Follow your interests. Try hard. Work hard as a matter of self-respect, not because you expect some accolade at the end of the line.
You devote an entire chapter of this book to how parents are getting so caught up in this college preparation and all the testing they're doing and all the things they should have on their resume to apply to college. But don't you need to do that in this day and age?
Need to? No, I don't think so.
Huh.
Many people feel compelled to. It's a very competitive world. And I'm also, in addition to being a teacher, I'm the father of 4 kids, and so I understand the temptations and the cultural encouragements that we're all subject to. I think parents all need to step back and let kids be themselves, and exercise a little self-determination, much more important for them in these formative years.
So how do you do that with 4 kids? I'm sure this has to be a battle for you, and you want the best for your children, like all of us do. How do you resist that temptation to take everything on for them?
It's not easy, but we've all been to the 4th grade science fair and seen the exhibits and thought, oh, come on, there's no way a kid did that.
Mm-hmm.
You have to step back and let them accept the possibility of failure and navigate their own way, and that way they get the benefit of the experience. Now, is it easy for parents to do this? No, absolutely not. It's hard.
David, with the superficial connections of technology that these kids know and is sort of the new normal for them, What do you do as a parent where you want to control that, but you don't want them resenting you because you're not going to give it to them and not allowing them to at least fit in to some extent?
I think you have to kind of man up and accept the possibility that they might be angry with you or resent you a little bit. The whole electronic thing, I think, is hugely corrosive. It promotes superficiality and narcissism. Kids won't go anywhere without their cell phones. It's a bad thing.
Do your kids have cell phones and Twitter accounts? And I'm just curious.
Cell phones, yes. Twitter accounts, I don't think so. I had to get up early the other morning. I came around the corner and my 18-year-old daughter was emerging from her bedroom for a middle of the night run to the bathroom, and I noticed she had in the waistband of her pajamas her telephone. It was 4 o'clock in the morning. I thought, this is crazy.
Oh, man.
Hey, did you get a lot of blowback on just making that statement to kids that you're not special? Like, did you get beat up?
None that reached me. Is not to suggest I don't think there are people out there who thought critically of the speech or of me, but none found its way to me. I've gotten nothing but praise and expressions of gratitudes and things like, "Oh, it's about time somebody said it."
I'm a huge fan of your father is the Pulitzer Prize winning author, great historian. What kind of parent was he?
Great, terrific, continues to be.
That's
Very
great.
good. David, good to talk to you. Once again, the book is called You Are Not Special. David McCullough Jr., thank you for joining us.
Thanks very much for having me.
Let's keep the